That's Bill.
And that's Will.
Today on the Bill and Will Show, we are playing Alpha or Beta.
I'm with the Alphas all day long, B.
We're going to talk about boxing. We're going to talk about Bayless. We're going to talk about UFC. We're going to talk about the Big Three. And, of course, we can't go without talking about MLB.
I don't know why you're sleeping on the MLB.
Who you want to start with, Gibson?
Let's start with the MLB since you think that's a joke.
Sleeping on these dudes, man. Okay, recently reports, you've been seeing all the reports, man. The Dodgers talking about kicking the Dodgers talking trash, knowing they will not face the Astros this year. Beta move or alpha move?
Who did that? The schedulers?
They just don't play each other unless they meet in the World Series.
Okay, Dodgers, that's a beta move. Beta! Come on, Dodgers. What you want to play the Astros for anyway? You gonna get beat down. You've been getting beat down by them the last 3 years. Why you want to play them?
They cheated.
Dodgers, sit down somewhere and be glad you don't have to play the Astros this year. Be glad you don't have to play the Astros this year. That's a beta move. Stop all that talking and crying. Go ahead and play the 180-something games you got on your schedule. Forget about the Astros. You wasn't going to beat them anyway.
I think everybody should forget about the Astros.
What?
I think every game, I like baseball because, at the end of the game, you go and you shake everybody's hand. I don't think anybody should shake the Astros' hands this year. Because you just don't know what they're doing, if they still cheating or not. And it's a lot, like you said, I'm coming to your point. Everybody in baseball cheating, man. Everybody knew this was going on for a long time, and nobody spoke up. And this is the one problem about it. But the Dodgers talking trash, I think they got a right to talk trash. Y'all
no, they don't need to talk no trash.
Yeah, we can't play y'all, but I'm still gonna talk trash.
They don't need to talk no trash. You didn't beat them. You
yeah,
lost.
But,
all 3 years, you lost. Be quiet. Sit down somewhere. Start winning
cheated,
and then come play the Astros.
Y'all cheated, man, and y'all cheated, and y'all want somebody to just sweep it under the rug and keep on playing.
They got fined.
No, y'all, no players.
They got penalized.
We're not talking about the organization right now. We're talking about players.
Why the players need to get penalized?
The players. This was a player scheme. This wasn't concocted by the organization. This was players doing this. Come on, Gibbs, man. I think somebody do deserve a whooping. But Dodgers, y'all know y'all ain't gonna play them, so just be quiet.
Yeah, be quiet.
You don't better get to play them, and if y'all do get to play them, I want to see something. You better keep that same energy if y'all make it to the World Series and play these.
I tell you what, they better not throw at none of my batters.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
They better not throw at them.
Oh yeah, somebody's gonna get hit with a ball. Not the Dodgers.
I'm going to the game to make sure that it don't happen.
They're gonna hit him with the ball.
And I'm gonna sit right behind the Dodgers bench and say, pitchers, y'all better not throw at my guys.
Yeah, well, you gonna.
I'm all things Houston. Everybody knows that.
He condones cheating, people.
Now, I don't condone cheating, but the Dodgers, they can't beat the Astros.
So what can your team do and you just going to keep
Just
riding?
leave them alone. Go play somebody else.
Keep riding for your team and you know they just cheaters?
Go play the San Diego Padres.
They're going to play them, probably.
Go play the Florida Marlins or Cincinnati Reds. Leave the Astros alone. You can't deal with them. You're not ready for that.
Yeah, because they're going to cheat you out the building.
3-time world champions. Yeah, they just stole that last one. They stole the last one.
What you mean?
The Washington Nationals stole that one. But 3-time world champions, back to back to back. Leave the Astros alone, man. Go sit down somewhere.
I think the Astros want you to shut up and just forget about it and move on, people. I think y'all should still harp on this.
You should shut up and leave it alone.
Everybody should keep on harping on this because they deserve to have everything stripped of.
No.
Altuve, you should have your trophy taken away.
Altuve!
Your 17 trophy should be taken away. Man, the commissioner talking about the World Series trophy as a piece of metal. I don't know what's going on with baseball, but y'all need to get y'all act together, man, because I'm not watching a single game till y'all do get y'all act together.
Well, don't worry about it. I'm going to watch it.
He ain't gonna watch it.
I'm going to watch it.
He gonna watch it ninth inning, and if it's
I'm going to
close,
watch the Astros for sure.
I'm gonna watch to see if they got some.
For sure.
I think a lot of people gonna watch the Astros.
Yeah, we want to see what the Astros going to rise to the occasion this year. Because all eyes on the Stros.
All eyes on the Stros.
All eyes on the Stros. They're going to rise to the occasion. Watch what I tell you.
The Big Three.
Oh,
man. I'm happy to talk about the Big Three and Ice Cube, man. Just recently seen their schedule. Actually, I was looking to see the tryout. I was gonna go try out, but they want you to pay $500 to go try out. And then if you late after April 1st, they want you to pay $750. I'm not going.
You want to try out?
I would like to try out for the big three. I think it'd be good, but I don't think I would make it just because I think they already have their. I think that the camp and what they're doing is just for money. I think the big three is on their way out the door, but that's not here what I want to talk about. I want to talk about why they're out the door because the NBA is not giving them any recognition. Recently, we watched the NBA All-Star game and their fourth quarter changes, and Ice Cube wants his recognition. He wants to know where he can send his invoice because he's been playing to a set score since 2017, and he wants the NBA to recognize that he was the first one to pioneer that.
We still playing Alpha Beta?
Yep. So is it I'm sorry, that's my fault. Alpha or beta move, Ice Cube calling out the NBA wanting his recognition. Sorry about that.
Okay, so here's where I'm in that quandary type thing. It's an alpha move that he asked. Do you need me to help you with your seat?
No, I'm good. I'm sorry. I was looking at something.
It's an alpha move that he asked. But the problem is, y'all ain't even close to the NBA. Leave them alone. Recognition for what? You haven't done nothing. That's like the NFL giving XFL recognition. For what? You competing against me. I don't want you to recognize
There's
you.
no competing here. There's no competing here.
Man,
There's no competing here.
No.
You can go out there and say, man, Adam Silver can go up there and say, man, and yeah, we've seen Ice Cube. I mean, we've seen the Big Three implement this rule, and we thought we would implement it, and it worked out great. That's all he wants.
The Elam rule?
Mm-hmm. Playing to a set number, always having to end the game with the game winner. They do that in the Big Three. I think that's what he just wants. But the thing is about this NBA, you should be helping the Big Three. Because all of your past athletes that can't play anymore, they go to the Big Three. Then he's not competing with you guys. Now he is. He's got 20. Now it's 22 and up, which I think that's a bad idea. Ice Cube, you got 22-year-olds running after. You got 22-year-olds playing with ex-NBA players that's 35 and up. I don't know how that goes. You know what I mean? That tells me that your initial,
desperate.
That tells me that you're out there reaching for something, and that's why I don't want to go and do the tryout because I think it would be just a vacation and me just saying I did the opportunity. I don't think I would have a fair shot of actually making a team because I think y'all already have y'all teams made up already. I think y'all already know who y'all want. I think
this is a money move.
This is a money move for sure.
That's what they're doing.
I looked at the schedule. Y'all not even coming to Texas anymore. Y'all not going to Houston or Dallas. I think y'all have like nine events this year. From last year, y'all cut it down. And hearing about y'all losing sponsors and suing people, I don't know. I just think the Big Three needs a push from the NBA. What he said.
Yeah, they need to push out the door. Get out of here with that mess.
I'm with you, Ice Cube. I understand why you pleading for it now because you really need it.
Why he begging for scraps?
The UFC not having a big fight to rival the Wilder and Fury 2 this weekend. Beta alpha move.
Alpha move. What? Why would the UFC even be concerned with the boxing league? The IBF, WBO, WBC. Why should the UFC even be concerned about that? I ain't concerned about it, and the UFC ain't concerned about it either. Alpha move. I ain't worried about them. I'm not going to even try to put a fight up against them. For what? Nah, leave them alone. I ain't worried about them. If he did, this Wilder fight wouldn't be nothing.
That's a beta move for sure. That's them just going and waiting until the next weekend. They do got a fight coming out this weekend, matter of fact. That's the problem. You just don't hear about it.
Adesanya and Romero?
No, it's not that one. It's some other one in a place somewhere.
That's not a big time fight.
Exactly. They don't have a big time fight to rival this. They will get beat down.
Hold on.
You don't have a fight in your stable right now that can rival this
Yes, they
heavyweight
do.
championship.
They got a bunch of fighters in that stable that can rival this.
They don't have anybody right now that they can put together
UFC
that they can rival this fight.
Don't worry about this because the boxing world is a joke, and you don't even need to be trying to even deal with them.
This scares the UFC more than anybody.
Listen, the UFC already has their fights already scheduled out.
Come on, man.
UFC 248, 249, 250, 251. They already scheduled out.
Come on,
the boxing world, they just whenever somebody want to do something, then they just pop up and do it.
They've been having this fight scheduled since last year in October sometime, Gibson.
And so has the UFC.
Heavyweight boxing on the rise scares the UFC.
I don't believe that.
It has to.
And you don't either.
I do.
You don't believe that.
This is the biggest fight of the year, Gibbs.
Because it's the only fight of the year in boxing.
No, UFC has nothing to rival this fight right now.
They got a lot of fighters.
A
lot of fights.
The only one I can see
rival
is Khabib and Connor's the only one that can rival this. That's it.
No, Khabib and anybody would rival this fight.
Khabib and Ferguson don't rival this fight, and they gonna fight. Man, come on. This is a heavyweight boxing in the USA again, Gibbs. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal, but it ain't a big deal. It's a big deal because it's a UFC. I mean, it's a heavyweight boxing match in the US. That's a big deal. But it's not a big deal because boxing is dead.
When was the last time we had a heavyweight champion?
I don't even remember.
A US heavyweight champion.
Buster Douglas.
Oh, we got a heavyweight champion about to knock somebody out for the heavyweight belt. Come on, Gibson.
And then guess what? How many times have we seen a commercial with him on it leading up to this fight?
I seen a commercial in the Super Bowl.
With Wilder.
I seen commercial in the Super Bowl. You got the two biggest entities working together to put this fight on. That's why it's gonna be the biggest. You got Fox and ESPN, and they don't often work together. And now that they working together, this is the biggest fight of the year, man. Come on, man. Hey, Dana White. I know this scares you. You looking back and you like, I bet you watched this fight this weekend. I bet you do.
Only because he's a sports fan, just like me.
No,
but I'm gonna watch the fight.
He gonna watch his competition.
I'm gonna watch the fight, but I'm not looking at it like, oh, they might throw us off. It's one fight.
Not throw you off, but this could catapult.
It's one fight.
Bigger. Oh, come on.
You got to have a whole bunch of fighters, D.
They got a whole bunch of fighters in this league.
No, they don't.
You got 4 or 5 fighters in the heavyweight division that scares Dana White.
And then you got to fight the best fighters.
This is the best fight to put on right now. Last time it was a draw. Let's go back at it.
Dana White and the UFC, they fight the top fighters fighting each other.
Dana White. It's the reason why he didn't have a fight this night because he couldn't compete.
He could have competed.
He got
but
UFC fight night. You didn't want to have a UFC 445 or whatever on this night rivaling this because, hey, Wilder is the biggest thing out there right now, and Fury. Out for a beta move. Skip Bayless reading Mayweather's jacket online, live on air. Do you know what a jacket is? He brought up his whole police report and just went down the list on national TV.
Why did he do that?
Because Floyd Mayweather said he should have been the man of the decade, sports athlete of the decade. That prompted him to go and read down his whole jacket. You beta male, you. You've been having it out for Floyd Mayweather for a long time, Skip Bayless. That's a beta move, man. You don't go and do that. Yeah, you stick to the topics. You and Shannon Sharp disgusted me the other day by doing that, man. Skip Bayless, I know you. Shannon Sharp, you gonna ride for LeBron because that's your guy. I understand that. And you didn't bring up nothing, but you knew he was gonna bring this up. And you go down there and you say, oh, he shouldn't be the man of the decade because he's not. He had this and that and that. You just rereading his police report. You couldn't say nothing about boxing. That was a chump move. That was a move to get you beat up. That was a beta move.
Skip, I like Skip Bayless. I like Skip Bayless when he had the show with Stephen A. I like Skip Bayless over here with Shannon. I like Skip Bayless. But, Skip, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. That wasn't good, Skip. I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's a Beta move. Let me go ahead and say it. Beta!
I don't even want
That's
to
a
give him no
Beta move.
recognition. That was crazy, Skip.
Yeah,
I like Skip
y'all
too.
don't do that.
I respect him because he's regarded as one of the best in his business. But when he did that,
That's a low blow.
When he did that was a low blow. And just because your views on Floyd the past 10, 15 years, 20 years, whatever, has been what they've been, and then you come with this, that was a low blow, Skip, and you didn't have to do that. Because he had a valid point. If he didn't have a valid point, I can understand. But he had a valid point. He should have been, which we're going to talk about now. Floyd Mayweather saying LeBron shouldn't be athlete of the decade. Alpha or beta move? He said he should be.
Well, obviously, that's an alpha move on Floyd's part. He thinks that he should be athlete of the decade.
Past 2 decades, he thinks.
And I don't believe that. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe it. Now, it's an alpha move that he said it. But the reason I'm not going to go with Floyd Mayweather is because, and it's not that I like LeBron James as the athlete of the decade. It's not so much that. If it was me, I would have went a different way altogether. But Floyd fights once a year, maybe twice, on Cinco de Mayo Day, May 5th. So you can't be the athlete of the decade when you got 10 fights in 10 years. And I don't see that. You can't be the athlete of the decade doing that. Number 2, when Floyd Mayweather comes out, he's full of animosity and insults and put downs and.
It wasn't no put down. Wasn't no put down.
No, I'm just saying.
He loves LeBron James.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when Floyd Mayweather comes out and speaks, he's negative toward everything that he's talking about.
He pushed down and lift himself up.
Yeah, you can't be the athlete of the decade when you're doing that. You stepping on my shoulders to lift yourself up. Mm-hmm. You know, he talks negativity about the guys he's fighting. He talks negativity about the media. Everybody's against me and treating me bad. And in some cases, Floyd has he can say that.
Everybody brings it on himself.
But you can't be the athlete of the decade doing that. I don't see that you're the athlete of the decade. Now, you might be the best boxer of the decade. You might be the best whatever on a small level, but the athlete, football, baseball, basketball, soccer of the decade? Nah. Mm-mm. Then LeBron James. Of the decade, he got rings. He got the bling to support that he should have been.
Stop. This was him being an alpha, but pulling a beta move.
What?
You don't. Somebody won something. You didn't win. You don't say I should have won.
That's exactly why I say he shouldn't have won.
I think Serena Williams should have won this award.
That's exactly what I was going to go to.
That's what I'm talking about.
We on the same page. If you're going to go with athlete of the decade, you got to be talking about Serena Williams.
So if Floyd would have said, "Hey, Serena should have won," I would have been all for it, and I think that's who should have won. So if anybody has to say it's Serena, of course she's going to be an alpha because she's an alpha, and she's not going to say anything.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And keep it pushing. So Floyd, this is definitely you being you, and you definitely have a point, but it just sits on.
Yeah, you proved my point. If you're going to be the athlete of the decade and LeBron won, you should have been the first one to congratulate him.
Big facts.
But the fact that you crying and complaining, that's why you didn't win, because that's what you always do. Don't get mad at me and want to come over here and deal with me, because I got something for you.
I ain't with him, Floyd. No, he's talking about Floyd.